This is Mrs. Denny, one of the school counselors here at Shamawa. And I'm going to be joined by Miss Salazar, our SAP counselor, and Mr. Fuller, our school counseling intern. And we're going to talk to you about all the different kinds of colleges that are available to you. So, which college is right for you? With the information we give you, we hope that you will have a better idea of what kind of college you'd like to go to. There's all different kinds of colleges throughout the country, and there's definitely one that is a right fit for you. So let's take a look at admissions requirements, costs, majors for community colleges, Cal State, UCs, and private colleges. So let's start with Mr. Fuller. He's going to tell you a little bit about his college journey. Ms. Salazar will share with you, and so will I.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mr. Fuller, and I'm a school counseling intern here at Chamawa. Here's a picture of me graduating from the University of California, Santa Barbara, and my grandmother next to me, who was my biggest supporter. I was able to receive my bachelor's in arts and sociology. I am currently attending a private school by the name of Loyola Marymount University to receive my master's of arts in school counseling.
Hello, students. This is Miss Salazar, your SAP counselor, and I'm excited to share my college journey with you. This picture here is of me receiving my master's degree at San Jose State, but my journey did not start there. I am the oldest of four and the first person in the family to go to college and receive both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. This was a huge accomplishment for my family as my dad did not even finish high school. So it was a huge accomplishment for them and for myself to go to college. My college journey started at Delta College, which is a community college. I chose to go to community college first for a couple of reasons. It was very close to home, it was much more affordable, and I was able to complete my general education classes prior to transferring to a four-year state university. Once I received my 2-year degree at Delta College, I transferred to Sac State, where I received my bachelor's degree in psychology. I knew from a very young age that I wanted to help people, so I allowed myself the opportunity to get some work experience just to be certain before I pursued a higher level of education. After working with kids, I knew that was exactly what I wanted to do. So then I returned to school and I went to San Jose State University to receive my master's degree in clinical psychology. That was a 2-year program, and once I completed that program, I completed 3,000 hours of supervised experience and then passed 2 state exams in order to become a licensed marriage and family therapist. My journey was a great one, and I was able to finish college without any college debt. By choosing to start at a community college and choosing to go to state colleges, the cost was much lower. I was able to work and go to school, and I participated in programs that allowed me to break up my tuition costs so that I could pay it over time. So once I graduated without any debt. It was a great journey for me, and if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you. If you have questions about my college journey or my career journey, please feel free to reach out. I hope you enjoy the rest of this lesson as well as all of the great activities we have planned for you.
This is Mrs. Denny again, and I'll tell you a little bit about my college journey. When I was a high school senior, I applied to UC Santa Barbara. I also applied to Fresno State as a backup, but I really, really wanted to go to UC Santa Barbara. And the reason I chose UC Santa Barbara is because I wanted to live by the beach. And that is really the main reason why I chose UC Santa Barbara. Probably not the best reason, but it was my main reason for going there. And my dorm room, my freshman year and my sophomore year in college were pretty much across the street from the beach, and it was an amazing experience. And of course, I got a great education. I went there for 4 years and I graduated with my Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. And then after I left college, I was still pretty young. I was 21 years old, and I really had no idea what I wanted to do for a job or a career. So I worked different jobs and I lived in a couple different places. And then finally, probably about 5 to 6 years after I graduated college, I decided that I wanted to become a school counselor. I went back to school. I went to Cal State Northridge. which is down here in Southern California. And I went there for 2 years and I got my master's in educational psychology. And I also got my PPS credential, which allows me to be a school counselor. We have a fun short video for you to watch, which will give you a general idea about going to college. We hope you enjoy the video.
What are you gonna do after high school?
I don't know, just hang out, I guess.
Hang out? Your future is hazy, trying to figure it out. Asking why I'm here, so you crashing it down. It's your choice, so voice it. Whole world your oyster. Can't be dropping the ball when your future's nothing to toy with. Telescope and stay focused. Make a mark and get noticed. Get the degree, thermostat, help me out, floaters. If you wanna fly jets, you should go to college. Reach high and cash checks, fill your head with knowledge. If you wanna watch pain, don't go to college. But for everything else, you should go to college. You study engineering. They be building robots, build bridges, commute. You can get your walk on, be a math major, hop a moon crater, be an astronaut, be up in the sky like a baby. Finances and science, but you still need a degree. Archaeology, astronomy, but not astrology. No.
Flotus on the track.
Southside Chicago, we all know we had to do overtime every night to make it tomorrow. And everyone could really make their dream true. Hey kid, listening in Michigan, that could be you.
But a dream is just a dream unless you go hard. Einstein put it in time, here's a flow chart. Naturally, it won't happen magically, but you can change fantasy into reality so dramatically. If you wanna fight crime, you should go to college. If you wanna write rhymes, fill your head with knowledge. If you wanna steer a class, don't go to college. But for everything else, you should go to college. Make room, we coming, we're applying. That paper is not getting thrown in the garbage. You go to college.
Okay, everyone, let's get started with community colleges. Community colleges have a lot to offer for students from all different backgrounds to get started in higher education. The good thing for community colleges, all you have to have is a high school diploma or to be 18 years old. That's it. And then community colleges are easy to get into. They're close to home, and they're also, a lot of times people think that community college is not a very good choice, or that it's kind of like, oh, you did bad in high school, so you're only going to qualify to go to community college. But community college does not equal junior college, and community college is not a baby college. Community college equals college. It is a regular college. They have professors teaching college level courses just like any four-year college. Community colleges offer a great way to start a career if you're interested in getting right to work. You can pick a career or certificate program and be able to get a job right out of college. For example, you can study nursing and get a job as a nurse right out of the community college, or you can go in a firefighting or law enforcement program and get jobs right after you're done. There are a lot of opportunities like this for you to study for a career and get a job right when you're done with your program. If your goal is to go to a university, then you can start a community college and then transfer to university. This option will save you lots of money and prepare you to be successful at the university level.
This is Mrs. Denny, and I'm going to cover the differences between the Cal States and the UCs. Let's look at the admissions requirements for the Cal States and the UCs. There are some similarities, but there's definitely a lot of differences. So to apply to a Cal State and a UC, you have to have taken a minimum of 15 A through G classes in high school, and you have to have had a grade of a C or better, no D's and no F's in any of the A through G classes. To apply to a Cal State, you have to have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA, and that's mostly grades of C's and above. To apply to a UC, it's a minimum 3.0 GPA, and that's mostly A's and B's. So if you do not have a 3.0 GPA at least, the UC will not even consider your application. For the Cal States and the UCs, you have to take either the ACT or the SAT, and this is a college entrance exam. You take it for the first time as a junior in high school, and then you can take it again your senior year if you want to take it for a better score. For the Cal States, when you apply, they do not require any extracurricular activities. The UCs, they do want you to have been involved in extracurricular leadership activities, and you actually have to write them down on the UC application. So they're looking for involvement in sports, clubs, like a job, even community service, anything like that while you're in high school. When you apply to the Cal State, there is no application essay necessary, but you do have to write an application essay for the UC application, and neither require letters of recommendation. So one of the differences between the Cal States and the UCs, when you look at their majors, the Cal States, their whole goal is to prepare you for the job market. So when you're done at a Cal State, you're ready to go and get into a job, get into your career. The UCs, their focus is research and theory, and they're really preparing you to continue your education with a master's degree or even a doctorate degree. UCs are better than Cal States. Is that true? No, it's a myth. It's 100% false. One is not better than the other. The right college depends on you and your academic and career goals. Let's take a look at costs. The differences between how much it costs to go to a Cal State as opposed to a UC. So tuition and fees, it looks like it's going to be about $8,000 a year to attend a Cal State and about $16,000 for a UC. Again, that is just tuition and fees. Housing, about the same, $16,000 a year, and that number is going to really depend on whether you're going to live on campus, in an apartment, off campus, or stay at home with your parents. So that number will vary depending on what you do for housing. Books and supplies, it looks like about the same, about $3,000 a year. This is only a guideline. You have to check with the individual college you want to attend for up-to-date information on total cost. And again, don't forget, you'll be learning a little bit later this week about financial aid, and financial aid helps you cover these costs.
Hello, this is Ms. Salazar. Thank you for following along with us so far as you learned the many options available to you to attend college. You've learned about community college, UCs, as well as Cal States. We're now going to talk about private colleges and how they're different, as well as some of the similarities shared with what you've already learned. One of the major differences between private colleges and state colleges is that private colleges get to establish their own rules. So they are their own entity and they get to determine what is required for students to gain entry into their college. Private colleges do not belong to any of the systems that we've discussed. They do not belong to the UC system and they do not belong to the Cal State system. We'll talk about how to go about figuring out what is required at a particular school that you're interested in, as well as some of the things that you can expect for all private colleges. Admission requirements may vary depending on the private college that you are interested in. Most private colleges will require the A through G requirements to be met, and you learned about those earlier. Some will require a minimum grade point average, some will require an ACT or SAT score, and all private colleges will require you to have involvement in extracurricular and leadership activities. We strongly encourage you to get involved. Get involved in your community, the things that you're passionate about, and definitely things that are related to your future career goals. For example, internships. All private colleges will also require an entrance essay. They usually will have a writing prompt that allows you to tell a bit about yourself, your future goals, and why you want to attend that college. All private colleges will also require letters of recommendation. So again, we strongly encourage you to get involved. We encourage you to make those connections. Those connections that you make in high school will be the people who you ask for those letters of recommendation. For example, your school counselor or someone who's involved in the extracurricular and leadership activities that you choose to participate in. Some private colleges will also require interviews. So some colleges are very prestigious and highly desired. Lots of people will try to get into certain colleges, and their interview process helps them narrow down those who will gain entry. We reviewed some of the similarities of what is required to apply to a private college, as well as some of the differences that may exist. We encourage you to do your research if you are potentially interested in applying to a private college or more than one private college. And remember, their requirements may vary. We're going to go over a few key areas to help you as you prepare. You want to make sure to look up what the admissions requirements are for each college that you plan on applying to. They may be different, and so we want you to just be ready and be prepared for what each college is requiring of you. We also encourage you to double check what majors are offered. You may have a dream college that you want to attend, and then you may discover that they actually do not offer your major. So it is important to make sure that those two things line up, and it is also helpful to know what your options are if you know what your major is going to be. We also encourage you to look up what the costs are. The costs vary across private colleges because, again, they can establish their own guidelines and their own tuition cost. So it's really important to know what those expenses may be. We don't want costs to be a deterrent for going to your dream school, but it is important to know what those costs are, what scholarships are available, and what financial options are available to help you attend your dream school.
This is Mrs. Denny again. Choosing a college can be really stressful because there are so many choices. And how are you going to pick? Because there's so much to pick from. The good news is that you have time. You're a middle school student and you have time to make decisions, to go visit colleges, do a virtual tour, find out who you are, what you like, what you would like to study, what kind of career you would like to have. You have time to make decisions. In the meantime, focus on getting ready for high school. Get good grades. This is practice for high school. Plus, you're getting yourself ready to be able to tackle high school level coursework. Practice your writing. That is super important that you become a good writer. And read. I know a lot of you don't like to read, but trust me, reading makes you smarter. It makes school easier too. Go to tutoring, prime time with your teachers, Paper, which is that online 24/7 tutoring service available to you guys. Get help. And then get involved in extracurricular activities here at school or in the community. Visit colleges. I know right now with COVID, a lot of things are closed, but you can go online and do virtual college tours. And then talk to your counselor, especially when you get to high school, because they will help you get ready to apply to college and help you find colleges that are a good fit for you. We are here for you as your school counselor, so please, please come visit us when you have questions. Good luck and aim high. There is truly, truly a college out there that's a perfect fit for you. Do your very best and be prepared for whatever it is that you choose to do when you're done with high school.